Have you ever thought about this? All the common sense in your head right now, did you actually think it up yourself, or did you merely live through it? 300 years ago, a group of philosophers argued fiercely over this exact question. And that debate still shapes the way you see the world, make decisions, and even why you become strangely stubborn about certain things. When you're born, what's already inside your mind? Does a newborn baby know that 1 plus 1 equals 2? Does it know that fire is hot? In 1689, the English philosopher John Locke wrote a book called An Essay Concerning Human Understanding. In it, he said something so simple it almost sounded trivial, yet it shook the entire philosophical world. The mind is born a blank slate, no words, no images, nothing at all. Everything you know, every judgment you make, every belief you think is obviously true. All of it was written onto you later through experience. That was the beginning of empiricism, but then someone pushed this logic all the way to the edge of the cliff. Locke said, knowledge comes from experience. Fine. Another philosopher, George Berkeley, picked up the torch and took one more step forward and walked straight into the abyss. He said, to be is to be perceived. What does that mean? Right now, you're looking at this phone screen. It exists because you are perceiving it. But if you close your eyes and put the phone inside a drawer, does it still exist? Berkeley's answer was, not necessarily. If nobody perceives it, then its existence loses its foundation. It sounds like wordplay at first, but he was making a deadly serious point. That objective reality we assume exists independently of us may ultimately just be a collection of perceptions. You think you are perceiving the world itself. In reality, you are only perceiving your brain's translated version of the world. Then came David Hume, whose blade severed causality itself. At this point, empiricism began to wound itself with its own logic. You wake up in the morning and see the sun rise. Will the sun rise again tomorrow morning? You'd probably say, of course it will. Why is that even a question? Hume replied, wait a second. What makes you so certain? Your certainty comes from one thing. The sun has risen every day in the past. You observed it thousands upon thousands of times, and from those repetitions you derived a law. But Hume's question was this: just because something happened in the past does not mean it must happen in the future. You merely became accustomed to the connection. Your brain automatically packaged the sequence every day to sunrise into what you call causality. But causality itself was never directly observed. It was constructed by your mind. And once Hume swung that blade, he didn't just cut down the certainty of tomorrow's sunrise. He nearly cut through the foundations of all natural science. Now let me tell you a story that's easier to remember than any philosophical definition. There was once a turkey on the farm. From the day it was born, every morning the farmer came and fed it. One day, 1 month, 1 year, still the same, so the turkey formed an iron law in its mind. Every morning when the farmer appears, I receive food. The turkey believed it had understood the rules of the world. It believed it was the champion of empiricism. And then Thanksgiving arrived. The farmer appeared again. But this time he wasn't there to feed it. This is known as Russell's turkey problem. Bertrand Russell used it to illustrate a brutal truth. The laws you derive from experience only hold within the boundaries of what you've experienced. The moment reality extends beyond those boundaries, your truth may collapse overnight. Here's a more everyday example. You and a friend argue endlessly over one question. Should mung bean soup be green or red? You say, green. It's always been green whenever I cooked it growing up. Your friend says, red. My mom's made it red for decades. Both of you have experience, both of you have evidence. Neither can convince the other. But what's the actual truth? The water, acidic water makes it green. Alkaline water makes it red. Neither of you was wrong. But both of you mistook local experience for universal truth, and that is the most hidden trap of inductive reasoning. The more experience you accumulate, the more confident you become. And the more confident you become, the less able you are to see the parts of reality beyond your experience. Finally, the philosopher Immanuel Kant read Hume and famously said he had been awakened from his dogmatic slumber. Then Kant made a profoundly important argument. The human mind automatically organizes experience into patterns like causality and lawfulness. This is a built-in mechanism of human cognition. We cannot escape it. But that does not mean these patterns possess absolute necessity outside our experience. Translated into plain language, your brain is a pattern generating machine. You think you are discovering laws. In reality, you are producing them. So, what does empiricism ultimately teach us? Not that experience is useless, but that experience is only the starting point for understanding the world, not the end point. Your past shapes the way you judge reality. But if you mistake past experience for unquestionable truth, then you become that turkey standing proudly on the eve of Thanksgiving, still confidently inducting that tomorrow will surely bring food.